Okay, Dreamer, please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I've recorded this video twice before this recording and both times the audio was corrupted, so I'm really frustrated. And I'm probably gonna speed through what I want to say because technically I have 2 times rehearsal already. Okay, anyway, we are going to look at the update today. We have Diana, who is the final legendary hero of the game. She is obtained from an event, so she's free. Her EE is free as well. Okay, she's primarily used in the PvE context. She's a single target damage dealer. She's a very fast attacker. Okay, we'll talk about skill set towards the end of the video. Make sure you get her EE because her EE actually makes her more self-sustaining. Okay, because she needs the stun in order to deal additional damage. Next up, we have Valdur Pet. He gives 100 defense, which is a huge deal. Okay, 100 defense is not something you can easily come by every day. Okay, and then he also has increased attack, increased basic attack damage. In PvP fields, he has a chance to let you decrease the target's recovery rate based on every attack you do. Okay, he also is able to revive allies up to 60% and give them a shield, and also gives them unremovable status effect immunity. This revive is equivalent to almost 2 revive accessories worth of HP, so pretty good revive. And then he also can be used in PvE because of the attack damage increase, basic attack damage increase, and attack increase, and attack speed. Okay, so overall he's a very decent pet to have if you are able to fuse him, of course. Next up, we have 3 accessories. We have the 𝐋𝐀𝐒𝐓 earring and the Rudy's necklace. The Rudy's necklace is probably the most important one because many players in Korea do use it on their entire team because it gives up to 20% evasion and 10% defense. Okay, so of course this is still a chance-based thing, but that chance that you probably evade a few attacks could really change the entire match around, especially if 4 heroes are going to evade at different times. That really randomizes the entire game. Okay, in that sense. The 𝐋𝐀𝐒𝐓 earring will be very important when the new debuff meta arrives. As mentioned, there are people who suspect that Rudy is going to come out, which we'll talk about later. And that will really bring the 𝐋𝐀𝐒𝐓 earring's utility up by a huge amount because of the status effect accuracy increase up to 30%. Okay, this is a huge deal for death users, fear users, maybe even honestly, even the Myth Eileen team. She does use this for her shock capabilities. So 𝐋𝐀𝐒𝐓 earring and Rudy's earring, they are the 2 must-gets out of the 3 new ones. Okay, they also revamped the Cosette ring, which is going to increase single skill damage by 20% and also do additional damage every 5 basic attacks. I think they really want to differentiate this with the 𝐻𝐻 ring because 𝐻𝐻 ring is mainly for PvP. As you can see, increases attack percentage based on every 3% of attack speed, and also deals huge ton of fixed damage in PvP, right? Whereas, I mean, most of the time your damage dealers in PvP will be on attack speed anyway, so this will benefit them. Whereas for your PvE is mainly doing damage to single targets, so this is going to benefit PvE damage dealers. So yeah, this is the distinction between the two. I think it makes sense that they released the revamp with the 𝐻𝐻 ring because in Korea it took them a while for them to rework the Cosette ring, and yeah, by then the Cosette ring already fell out of use. Okay, then we have 2 new costumes for Diana. We have 3 new field exploration areas for the 3 new accessories. They are based on Aisha, and then we have gold T16. The CP boost is huge. Okay, there's a huge jump in recommended CP. So also they mentioned that if you have 𝐋𝐿𝐓, it will make life a lot easier in this dungeon. So I haven't actually gone around looking at the strategy for this, but yeah, probably we will need to use 𝐋𝐿𝐓. And I can foresee that in upcoming updates we will get T16 dungeons rolled out at different phases, maybe not all at once. Guild rate expansion, score expansion, and difficulty adjustments. So once you hit beyond a certain tier, the boss's attack pattern will change. Okay, and if you do manage to hit beyond a certain tier, in terms of scoring, you get additional rewards. This is for the guild one, so you basically as a guild you will get more stuff. Next up is Mastery Rework. Now I think this is the trickiest part of the entire update because as we know they did mention that a new Mythic Hero is coming out very soon. And the thing is, we all want to have our rubies for that new Mythic Hero, whoever he or she is, right? So if you were to look closely at this particular mastery, two of them are guild related ones. I think only level 185 makes the most difference in terms of maybe a PvE and PvP. PvE wise, I can say that this is going to influence your guild rate scores or whatever scores or rate results, the most, because skill damage of backline probably will benefit all your very strong damage dealers because they're usually placed in backline for backline areas, right? And the other two, this one I mean, is mainly for arena and guild war, but you really have to be stronger than the enemy for this to really kick in because you need your allies' hero level to be higher than your enemy's hero level, right? So if you're in a place in arena where most of your opponents you face are roughly the same level as you, you're not going to see much of an effect from this mastery at all. And in that case, I would say that these four masteries you could kind of hold off for a bit because the Mythic Hero is really coming very soon, maybe in 2 weeks time. It'll be the March update already. So if you really want, you could hold them off for a while, although they do give a very good CP boost, but in terms of immediate effects, maybe not that visible, especially for 180 and 190, right? If your guild is not especially competitive in any aspect, then I think these two are definitely not worth your rubies at this point in time, right? You can slowly get your rubies up again and then slowly unlock them as you go along. Then we have Mastery Reworks. They're basically adding additional PvP stats to all the basic stat masteries, right? This is actually interesting. Yeah, so you'll basically get stronger in arena, and I think that could, facilitate in faster battles probably. We get a new maze, and also we finally are able to craft proficiency potions with EXP potions, and I think this is a huge deal because EXP potions, I mean, you can actually level up heroes overnight on offline FE without having to use EXP potions. So just leave them in your FE team for one night, and then when you wake up you probably gain a level or two depending on your level range. Okay, but now that you can convert them to proficiency potions, I think this is so much more valuable because proficiency is so important. I cannot stress that enough. You really need to increase the proficiency of all of your heroes in order to get the most amount of codex increases, and codex increases apply to your entire box, so that is very valuable. Okay, so what you want to do is to focus on the proficiencies of your L plus and L hero first, make sure they're all 10-10, and then start looking at the DPS units, range units, followed by tanks, and finally the universal and support units. Okay, so this is what you want to do for proficiency increasing of your heroes. Then we also have the gold bar. I'm not so sure why, but I guess some people have tons of gold that they have nowhere to use, so the game is allowing them to convert it into a gold bar for storage purposes. Now I don't know why you will have that much gold on hand. I don't know what you're trying to compete for, but gold is something that is going to be always used up, right? As one of my friends mentioned, is usually the people that are not doing anything. That's why they have a lot of gold. Okay, because in this game gold flows away like in seconds, it flows away in seconds, so there's no reason why you should have that much gold, unless you have tons of gold dungeon tickets stored up for T16. Okay, fine, valid. Then you are gonna get a huge ton of gold, and then you can probably convert all of them into a gold bar. And next up, we have Serena being added up to the lineup, and hopefully she will be released. I mean, her EE will be released in the very near future, because I don't know why they're still holding back on that for no reason. But hopefully now that she's in the tickets, you know, she will be more accessible, and then they will release her EE in due time. Nothing much else, okay, for the update. I'm gonna look at the dev notes just for a bit. So basically, whatever they mentioned in the first half of the dev notes is being released in this update already. The next ones are for March. So we're gonna have mythic equipment. Hopefully they make this more accessible, especially in terms of the cost, which they did mention they will. So we'll see about that. The next few are not too important. Training ground is actually somewhere where you can test out your PvE damage. So you can actually try different combinations of gears and see which one yields the best result. Okay, that's basically just an area for you to practice or test damage and find the best gears. Yeah. The most important part is the myth hero that they teased. So logically speaking, I'm very sure that the devs are not stupid, right? They know that people are expecting Myth Eileen. Right? They know that Myth Eileen is logically the next hero that should be coming out after Myth Ace, and then followed by Myth Rudy. But the fact that they're not mentioning that it's Myth Eileen is the part that really makes me confused, because that really does hint that they could be releasing Myth Rudy. Not only that, they did mention that the hero that will be released has a similar transformation effect to Ace. So that means, I mean, in terms of transformation wise, Myth Rudy is the only one that transforms most similar to Ace, because he does not need to die to transform, which is what Myth Eileen does, right? So I don't know how general he's being or generic he's being with this statement, because technically all Myth heroes do have a transformation effect. So I don't know if he's trying to treat the players as if they didn't know anything, or you know, he's just trying to really hint at Rudy at this point in time, right? So yeah, the thing is, the fact that he doesn't say that it's Myth Eileen, because that's what logically people would expect, makes me feel that he is really talking about Rudy. But if really, you know, Myth Eileen does come out, then I think that they're just trying to treat us like idiots. Because what's the point of saying this, what's the point of teasing this when you can really just tell us Myth Eileen is gonna come out? Because you don't know, on the Taiwan side, the Taiwan dev patch, the CM notes, she did hint at Myth Eileen coming out, because she did show a family portrait of Myth Eileen with Jave and Len. So that's the confusing part, right? I'm not too sure if they decided to change tracks, you know, maybe sometime this month, because I'm very sure that they were going to release something, but they decided to delay everything, right? So that could be a reason why the Myth hero was delayed after all. And yeah, Rudy could be the one coming out. So just prepare for a very drastic meta change, you know, that is about to come. Okay. So last part of this video will be about Diana. Let's go through her skill set. She is a combo chance gear user, and she will increase her attack speed proportional to that. So she'll be a very fast basic attacker. Okay, and she could potentially deal a lot of damage, because she does give combo damage increase on her EE. Okay, and then skill 1, she teleports to the target, deals damage, pursues the target. This actually fixates her on the target despite them being under stealth or despite them being untargetable. And she also becomes unstoppable, which is not decreased defense. She just cannot be debuffed. And then skill 2, she deals additional damage on stun targets, which is why I mentioned that her E is very important for her, because it allows her to stun. Unless you're using her with other stun allies, stun capable allies, then fine. But if you're using her alone, okay, then she really needs that for additional damage. But then again, can you really stun bosses? I don't know. You know. Then you have Gorge. Okay, really not the nicest word to use. Removes all buffs from the target, stacks by the number of removed buffs, and increase the caster's ignore defense efficiency. So for each buff removed on the enemy, she will increase her ignore defense efficiency by proportionally by that number of buffs. Okay, by 7% each. Skill 3, she will attack and heal. Skill and ultimate skill, she will teleport and deal very huge amount of damage, and also pursue the target. Okay, so that's basically it for this update. Do let me know what you think. So do give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Big shout out to my channel members Chilling Gonzalo, Jude, McGee, Yamaki, Kevin, Harlan, Course, and JDN for the support. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much and see you!